Okay, who all of you are in with me for Worm Farming 2024? I'm needing some help with these amendments. What I'm finding here in this bin right now, go ahead and just put the substrate in. So this was, I fed them a bunch of, I think it was sifted horse manure, donkey, and horse. And it's pretty dry substrate, to be honest. It's okay. But the horse manure, short fiber links, and seems to not be maybe breaking down as fast as some of the other particles. And what I'm finding, learning, whatever you want to call it, is we have to do a ton, because shoot, I haven't found it. I mean, yes, but I still would want individual videos on each substrate themselves. Okay, so like I know they've done cardboard, I know they've done, look, a lava rock. I think I've seen a video on what's it called, coffee grinds, like raising your worms in just strictly coffee grinds. And that's fine. I'm not so much worried about raising the worms in them, whether it kills the worms or not, even though that is very important, yes. What I'm wanting to find out is the speed at which that substrate breaks down. And then when it breaks down, how, like, what does it break down into, okay? So what I'm finding in what amount of time. So what I'm finding, so like, okay, what substrates do I want to use to really make this operation run super smooth? Now, I understand too that for other people, they end up, you know, having to buy substrate. They don't have that readily available in their environment. I don't know why I'm picking through this. This is going straight over into the overspin anyway. So I'm distracted, that's what. By these substrates. So see all this? So this is all that fragment pieces after horses chew. Then that's the size, I guess, of particle that goes into the gut. And then since it's a slow breakdown, which the microbes would be in here already when it gets put into this worm bin, since it's a slow breakdown, this is where we're at now. You know how many days it was in the animal's gut, and then on the ground, continuing to break down, who knows? But the biology has already been working on it. Now we've put it into the worm bin, so fungus is going to definitely begin to start working on it. As far as my cocoon levels go, pretty low. I'm going to guess it's because this fibrous material is pretty dry. I think that, this is one thing I want to know is, how much moisture will the fibrous material absorb? Retain, you know, and then give back off as it's going through catabolism. This, see, it seems to be very dry. That's probably why. Probably could have added a lot more moisture to it. I'm not a fanatic on going back in, and this is a little piece of looks like a rye seed or something, but I don't think it's rye. Something else. There are cocoons in here. Yes, looks good. All right, so it'll give you some content, if nothing else. Pick a substrate that you want to scientifically research, and let me know what you come up with for the best types of breeding substrate. Breaks down fast. And then, this is the last one. It doesn't clog up your sifter. So, like in how much time, whatever donkeys have been eating, definitely the worms are not breaking that down just yet. Also, I do not believe that this bin has a lot of large worms. These are red wigglers and African night crawlers. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to incorporate the larger species because I think they're going to be able to eat the bigger particle. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what other types of biology that we need to incorporate that will also help to break this substrate down a lot faster. These bends. Now, for agriculture amendments, we probably should not be researching in a breeder bend type situation, but I can see where this all still needs to be extremely laid out, detailed, so that we can use that information to incorporate into our investigations. So that is my video now for you guys to create a bunch of content. You can post up there, let me know how you're doing, what you're learning, and if it will benefit these agriculture amendments. If I were you, I would definitely be multiplying my herds and creating as much castings as possible this fall. I'd like to start a program called Castaway, and so what it is people in the city who may not need those castings, but they still need to decompose their waste. Here's what my thoughts are on that. You locate your local farmer, ask them if, they would be able to utilize those castings in a crop situation, if you could apply them out there or give them to them so they can apply them out there, and then there should be a database that we can track how many pounds. So I suppose you can, what do they call that? I don't know. DM, I think that's a direct message. PM is a private message. And DM me and say, I cast away 3 pounds to your local farmer, your local gardener, whoever, the people in there producing those market gardens. Or, if you can utilize them all, great, put them on your lawn. But if you live in an apartment, don't flush them down the toilet. That's why I said, just take them out to a local farm and ask, even a park. I think that a park wouldn't have a problem with you distributing castings, but I don't know. What do y'all think about the Castaway program? We're just gonna cast these castings away. Isn't that cool? Okay, so don't give them away. Whatever you do, cast them away somewhere in a ditch. I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's still nature, right? Everybody's gonna benefit from it, but if you could benefit for a market gardener who's out there producing your food, take those castings to them so they can apply it onto their soil and add nutrients to those vegetables that they're producing for you. So we need a database that everybody can plug into that says, this is how many castaways how many pounds of castaway they have cast away. And what they are is they're worm castings that you're just tossing out, for the soil. It's a offering to and now we'll be able to track how much we've actually recycled and sequestered, that's a good word, back to the earth, the mother, through mitochondrial DNA, how it traces back. Mitochondrial DNA, circular, what kind of species or organism has circular DNA? Bacteria! Why do we all have bacteria in us? I don't know. Because we came from the dust of the earth. Who knows? But anyway, it all kind of makes sense. Mother Earth, mitochondrial DNA. Super cool. That's what I want to discuss. The Castaway program. How many castings do you give back to the earth? Keep track, weigh them, and then go out and cast them away. Just sprinkle them somewhere where the microbes will connect and the energy, it's called EC, the electrical conductivity, then in the soil will increase. It's why when the blood was spilled onto the ground, it was detected because of the electrical, the EC, the electrical conductivity changed. The supergrid was able to detect it. Oh my goodness, what's happening in our ionosphere? Okay, I've had way too much science classes. Oh, the cloud, it's coming, it's coming. I'm being wild. What do you think, it's the hair today? I don't know. You guys, listen, we gotta have fun. We're out here in the field, we're working our guts out. I tell you that right now. Huh? Biochar, biochar. I'm all about the biochar. I've got so many 55-gallon drums full of biochar. I've ran out of 55-gallon drums, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 piles now of biochar just out getting rained on. Tell me what that's going to do to it. Has that destroyed it? I mean, can I dry it back out and inoculate it with an extract, or BioComplete extract to be exact? Or is that make it just charcoal now? I am not pro with biochar just yet. Hell, I'm not pro with anything. Wait, I said that wrong. I am master of all, jack of none. Not really. I'm just kind of being crazy right now. Alright, something's got to keep me going. I mean, for heaven's sakes already. Okay, this bin is pretty much sifted out. Super dry. It was too dry to get a whole lot of cocoons, but let's just say we did all right, because what is it that I'm after anyway? Castings. I just want the castings. I'm just going to try to sift out some of the castings from this wool. I'm just leaving it in there and letting it kind of break down slowly on its own. What I found was super wet bends is going to break it down faster. So there's some investigation knowledge that we gained there. Definitely need a wet bend if you want that to break down faster. I think really what I'm just going to need to do with this. The black does not break down as fast as the white. Nothing wrong with it though, because there's abundance of it, and it's still got the nitrogen in it. It's probably got more, you know. Woohoo! We gotta change the way we look at things. These people are throwing this stuff away. People are burying it. Well, that's good. They're giving it back to the earth at least. But, there you go. Got that back in the bin. Didn't really want to sift these wood chips, but I don't really know what else to do. I want to get them sifted, but I don't want them. I prefer them to be back into this. I guess these are small enough particles. We can go ahead and add them into the nursery. The nursery is only going to then become a grower, so it will be a slow release food for the grower. Anyway, so no biggie. All right, everybody, are you having fun yet? That's my biggest. You gotta have fun, or else you ain't gonna do this. I work so much, I don't even have time to stop to, do myself up. So I had to learn another way to make myself look like I've spent hours and hours, but that would be killing time. So I had to just fake it up. You know what I'm saying? All right. And who wants to see the disgusting black French manicure? Even I can't stand that. So, clean it up a little bit. It'll last for a few days, and then you take it off and do it again. I know it's carcinogenic. if you don't have to remind me. But I have to pick and choose my battles right now. I do have the education on it. It's just that, honest to gracious, I got to get the healthy food produced so that we can kick that cancer in the you-know-what. But, okay, because I believe that the healthy body can overpower it and win. So we gotta have that healthy body. That is the absolute must. And that's why, don't think it's a good thing to say, let them eat whatever they want to. McDonald's is not gonna help you. Alright? So we're gonna take our time to produce food that has all the nutrients in it. So one, you don't have to eat nearly as much. Your brain's not gonna be like, I'm hungry, I'm starved of chemicals, Alright, once you get all those chemicals in, your brain shuts down and says, oh, I'm full. I've got all the chemicals I need. Too bad we just aren't getting those chemicals in. I'm going to try to fix that. For you. Gonna try. Do my best. Whether I like it or not. Still doing it for the greater good. Alright, so that bin is complete. I'm going to wet it down. I'm going to add more pre-compost to it. Now I can move that bus tub right out of the way. I'm actually going to add this over to this bin with the wool first. That should have a lot of fungus in it. That'll help inoculate that wool with something that's going to break it down really well. And then I'll add the water over here. Let me pull you over here. See how nice? I've got this shelf on wheels. This is my little cart that's got all my tools in it. It's got the, oops, you can't even see the drawers, huh? It's got the drawers. So for my paintbrush or whatever I needed to, that one thing was a measuring device for my cocoons, so I can see how big they're getting. Especially after I get this breeder program going for a while, then hopefully we'll see if we can upbreed the size on these worms by doing that selective breeding. I'm okay with that. I mean, you can selectively breed. That happens out in nature. There was a certain antelope species or something that the males are adorned by their antlers, by the females. And so the females kept selecting the males with the larger antlers. Well, what happened was those antlers became so large through natural selection that those males could no longer keep their heads up. So they ended up dying off. That species ended up dying off. That's wild that there was actually a natural selective component out there that actually was not a good thing or a favored trait. I believe that species went extinct. Poor guys can't even raise their heads anymore because all the calcium that built up in their antlers. That's what happened. Okay, so that one's mixed, and then we'll mix the pre-compost with the wool. Get that mixed in. We'll add a little more moisture. I feel like our moisture is still a little low yet. Sorry, I didn't pull the camera over here. Well, I'm going to go back over there because it may possibly need some more moisture yet on both of them. At least that's how I'm feeling at the moment. Give me a second. Alright, where's my tub now? Here it is. Water tub. Go ahead. Water this one down a little more. You know, that wool, I'm really getting some good water in that wool. I think that might be the ticket to help with the moisture levels a little bit. Keeping the moisture levels plenty moist in the bin. And then the worms will love it and they'll want to do the cocoons. But then that moisture can remain in a separate area than the feeding. So when I want to separate things, then I end up just picking that wool up like that. Oh, so how's it going so far? Everyone, are you surviving worm farming? I feel like I'm not going to. And you know, I feel like I've gotten so much under my belt here. And yet, when I look out in front of me and I'm thinking of worm bins on wheels and then the huge field out back that I'm going to be doing worm bin, you know, and I don't even know what you'd call that one. A living worm farm out there, in ground, real time, just by feeding them and baiting them up there to break down that organic matter and for my plants that are going to actually communicate with the soil. Okay, so I might, you know, take a couple bites out of a plant out there. That's all I'm doing. And get my fluids that way, even though they're toxic. Anyway, I can handle a certain level. These are ready then to go back into the other bin. So let me just, since I'm here, I'll push you over. So you can see when I dip it in there, what that looks like. We're even at here. Here's the 5 in the worm farming. Okay, so then when I look out and I see, okay, right here, just in this room, I've got 3 huge grower tanks. Woohoo! Now, there's breeder-sized worms in there, and they are laying more cocoons. These worms just don't stop. They just keep right on producing no matter where you got them. Grower, breeder, nursery, I don't care. You're just going to keep having more and more worms. Now, so for me, that's a good thing. I'm going to have more and more castings, which is what I'm after. Yes, sir, yes, sir. I feel like I'm doing a lot of progress at my husband's lab. Where are you going to put all these things? I figured it out. I'm going to put them in them 1,000-pound tote bags. I've got 2 big 3x4. These down here, you know what I have down here? I got 3 of those Menards tubs, masonry tubs by the 2x4 feet. Full so far castings. And then I've got a 5-gallon bucket that I've put them in. And I've already put out on the field, tried it with that Yards chemical spreader seeder. One of the 2x4. And then I'm just trying to get the debris off my gloves here a little bit. See how if you mix the nursery bins up a little bit, sometimes that takes the debris off here. So find a dry substrate to kind of mix, and that will dry off your gloves a little bit before you take them off so that you don't have filthy hands. I don't think I'll ever get to the advanced stage of working my worms without gloves. I love that y'all do that, but I think you've got this substrate part nailed down pretty good, that you're not working in super wet bins, which cause that super dirty, nasty hands, like I always seem to get. Obviously got wet bins. We'll put the lid back on. No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go over to the grab some breeder age worms from my grower bin, because I think I took them down too low in numbers the last go round. So that's it for this video. I think we've covered a lot of new stuff, and now we can get to work creating more content. I need to know all about these substrates. I mean, everything you can cook up on them. I hope to see you in the future, guys. Let me know that you hung out with me today. Become a permanent fixture here at the Carbid Flip. Stay safe, and I hope to see you in the future.